Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. Kekai Sentai Zenkaiger is the 45th anniversary of Super Sentai, celebrating 45 years of Super Sentai being on the air. And when I covered Zenkaiger, one thing I kept seeing is this show should be adapted into Power Rangers. And when I read those comments, I was left scratching my head wondering, why? Why would they adapt this? So in this video, I'm going to talk about why Zenkaiger can't and won't be adapted into Power Rangers. This video is probably going to piss a lot of people off. Now, in this video, I'm going to do my best to not bring up the Toei and Hasbro split because that topic seems to trigger and upset a lot of people when you bring it up. It makes their panties in a twist and it makes them start crying. And apparently if I bring up the Toei and Hasbro split, I'm a liar and a racist if I want the split to happen. So just so I don't upset that group of people who want Power Rangers and Super Sentai to keep working together, I'm not gonna bring it up. Just for you guys, because I don't want to upset you guys any more than you already are upset when I bring it up. So I won't talk about it in this video if it makes you happy. So on with the topic with why Zenkaiger can't and won't be adapted into Power Rangers. Alright, number one, the Toei and I'm only fucking with you guys. I'm not going to bring it up right away or at all in this video. So, first thing I want to point out is the Rangers in this show have big numbers on their head. I mean, have you seen what Zenkaiger looks like, or Zenkaiser looks like, and Tukaiser looks like, and all those other Rangers? They have big, fat numbers on their heads to indicate what season of Super Sentai they're about. Now, the counter argument I've seen going around online as well, they can just remove that in costume design. That would probably cost a fair bit of money to do that with like every suit they've got, every outfit they've got. Not only that, if they have to use Super Sentai footage, then they have to digitally edit that out and work around it. It seems like a lot of work. Not only that, Zenkaiser's suit is based on Aka Ranger, the very first Super Sentai Ranger that was introduced. It's not based on Mighty Morphin. It's based on something that is very, very Super Sentai-like, that not a lot of people would understand why it looks like that. I mean, it'd be very different from everything we've seen so far if it was a Power Rangers suit, but its homage and its tribute is to the very first Super Sentai team that we had all those years ago, or the first two, people say. And that suit would not translate well into Power Rangers. Alright, speaking of things with numbers on them, the gears. The gears, just like the Zenkaiger helmets, have numbers on them that symbolize what year the Super Sentai season came out on. And those gears would have to be edited and changed, especially if Hasbro are using their own props. Every single gear they get is going to have to be edited and fixed and corrected to sort of represent what year or what era that Power Rangers season was. Now, say they did do this, my best way to handle it is get rid of the number and just have like the helmet on there to show what powers you're using. But then again, the gears are also a problem because it's just like Super Mega Force where they used Sentai only exclusive teams and they called them all new forms. There's a lot of that going on for Zenkaiger that they can't really edit around because a lot of those powers are key essentials to the fight unless they film their own original footage. So I don't know what they can do, because if they're going to use suits from like Bioman or Mask Man or whatever Super Sentai that came before Zyuranger, there's going to be a lot of problems once again that they're going to run into, just like they did with Super Mega Force. And I don't think you can do what Saban did by saying, oh, these are never before seen powers before. Like, there is a lot of powers that they use, and most of the time what I've been keeping track of is most of the powers they use have been pre-Zyuranger, have been powers that have been powers from seasons that never became Power Rangers and stuff like that. So there would be a lot to work with and sort of a lot of lore you can make up with these powers. And I'm sure someone's going to write their own lore novel in my comment section, but there's a lot you got to work with when doing those scenes. Now, Power Rangers has adapted anniversary seasons of Super Sentai before, except most of those seasons, except for Gokaiger, those seasons, the anniversary wasn't the focus. Wild Force, Operation Overdrive, the Sentai equivalents, Gaoranger and Bokarenja, I'm probably pronouncing it that wrong. They were anniversary seasons, but the anniversary wasn't the subject. They had movies based around it, so that's why we got stuff like Once a Ranger and Forever Red. We had single episodes or two-part episodes based around those anniversary events for both franchises, so stuff like Super Megaforce, where the anniversary was the main focus, and that was the falling point of Super Megaforce. The anniversary was the main focus. You've got the same thing if you've got Zenkaiger, where the anniversary of the Sentai is front and center for the focus of the show. It's got a plot there, but the gimmicks, the gadgets, the doohickeys, they're the main focus, being the anniversary, by saying, hey, remember all these seasons? Remember all these powers? Look at these. And that would be very hard to adapt and work around. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, make it work like Super Megaforce. And if they do, then we've probably got another Super Megaforce on our hands, depending on how they handle it. And I'm not saying they can't do it. Simon Bennett and his team are very, very talented. But when you look at the original source material, this is a lot to work with, and figuring out how you're going to handle it would be a challenge, because you probably might have another Super Megaforce on your hands if you're not careful with how you adapt it. And that's the main problem with Zenkaiger, is my points I mentioned earlier. It screams anniversary season. It screams previous Sentai teams that aren't mostly Power Ranger adapted focused. So that is going to be your main challenge. Now, in Super Megaforce, they tried to work around it with digital edits, own original footage, and then there were some times where they couldn't do that, and they had to use Sentai footage to work around it, and you had certain scenes such as like the Masked Man stuff showing up and stuff like that, and it didn't look good, it didn't translate well, it didn't make a lot of sense. And if they do that with Zenkaiger, like I mentioned earlier, like I've said several times in this video, they're going to have a hard time. So anyway guys, that's my thoughts on why I think this season of Super Sentai won't be adapted into Power Rangers. I know I came off really negative and ranty in this video, but hey, I had to say it. Someone had to say it eventually. I'm sure a lot of other YouTubers have said it, but that's just me going on another rant or a tangent about how this season won't be adapted into Power Rangers. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to turn on notifications and stuff like that. Special thanks to all the YouTube members and Patreon supporters such as Swagger4 and Andrew McCoyle. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, join the Patreon or become a YouTube member that have your name in the credits of every video, or even get a shout out like I just mentioned earlier. So with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, take care, bye.